Okay. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hopping on for another week of our team training and inspiration. Tonight we have brand new Diamond Ambassador, Kyle Raney. Woohoo! He is my personal sponsor in Plexus, and it has been fun to do this with their family, and he's somebody that I really admire and respect, and I know that you're going to get a lot out of what he has to say for you tonight. But my 2 cents I want to put in is our team had a humongous month, the biggest month our team has ever had in the history of our Plexus career, 4.5 years, biggest month we've ever had, largest enrollment, most rank ups, biggest team growth, biggest point growth, all the things. And I think what it showed us is that when we band together and as a community, we're working towards a common goal, but not only that, we have a plan to get where we want to go. And we have firm belief that we are going to accomplish our goal, huge things can happen. And if you were one of those people that accomplished a huge goal, a lot of you reached things that you didn't think you were going to achieve. And you told me that, and you're like, I didn't think this was possible, but we did it. I want you to know that just because you did it once doesn't mean it's never going to happen again. You can do it again this month. You can do it again next month. You can help people on your team do it. And if you were one of those people that kind of came into this and maybe you didn't hit some huge rank up goal or some big enrollment goal, but you were a part of it, I want you to see that everybody on this team is capable of that kind of momentum and achievement and all of that. And everyone is so deserving of it. And we have the tools, we have the people, we have the resources, we have all the things, but it's up to us to decide if we're going to go for it and if we are prepared for that, and if we have the belief to do that. And so that's what I wanted Kyle to come on and talk to you a little bit about, because I know that from talking to him and his wife, Cassie, that they were people that never saw this for themselves. And this was something I know when I was like a silver ambassador, I was like, who are these people that become jewels? Like, is that a thing that people do? I didn't know it was like a real deal. I thought just like some lucky few did it. And then when I saw it happen to our team and me and my sponsors and friends, the Raneys, it's like, this is just real people, normal people who just decide to do the things and believe in themselves and make it happen. And so I want that for you. So I'm kind of going to let him take it away because I think that everything he says is going to be valuable for you tonight. And so that's a lot of pressure. No, but I just hope that you just take in his words and really listen and take them to heart and put them into action the rest of the month. So go ahead, Kyle.
Well, thank you so much, Allie, for having me. And it is so good to see you guys, you ladies on here. It has been, for some of you, it's been a long time since I've actually get to see you. So I can't wait to see you in person soon. I need a quirky hug pretty soon. I'm pretty sure that that's going to need to happen sooner than later. So, but I'm excited to be here, humbled to be here. Let me echo what Allie said. You had not an amazing month. You had an incredible career-shifting, life-changing month. I mean, it is phenomenal, the things that you guys got to do. And it has a lot to do with, I think, your belief. And that's where Allie asked me to come and talk to you a little bit about belief tonight. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about because I was someone who just 4.5 years ago didn't believe in myself at all. And I'm going to tell you something before we jump into kind of the meat of what I want to talk about. No one is going to believe Plexus. They will believe you. They'll eventually believe Plexus. They'll eventually jump in. They'll eventually see the products are amazing. They'll eventually see that this opportunity is like no other. But they'll never get to that belief if they don't believe in you first, okay? So the way we allow people to believe in us is that we need to be what I like to call belief magnets, okay? Now we're gonna talk a little bit at the end here about your goals for this month and how you can crush them, but I wanted to dive in a little bit of this idea of being a belief magnet, okay? So everybody knows what a magnet does, right? Okay, all right. If not, maybe the teacher Boswell will help us, and teacher Kelly Ione can teach us what a magnet is. But a magnet obviously attracts things. And so we want to be belief magnets. We want to attract people. So how do we do that? How do we become belief magnets for people around us without coming off like super salesy, super cheesy, super corny? Well, number one, and I just talked about it, is believing in yourself. And I know that seems simple, but can I tell you it's one of the most difficult things to do. I used to be a college professor, and I used to do in every single class in the 8 years that I taught, I would run every single one of my classes through an exercise. I would have them write down 5 things about themselves that they liked. Just 5 things that they liked about themselves. They thought they were kind. They thought they were generous. They thought they were smart. They thought they were good looking. I mean, it didn't really matter what they said. They had they had about, needed about 5 things that they could do about themselves. It used to take them 20 minutes for most of them to try to figure out what those 5 things are that they really like about themselves. Then I said, think about the person next to you if you know them, or think about a friend or a family member. Now write 10 things about them that you really like. Took them 5 minutes. No problem. Easy. Because when they see other people through their lenses, they think how great they are, how amazing they are, how incredible those people are. And they have all this narrative going on in their minds about how awesome this person is, because they see their success and they see the person's belief, or they see that they have all these things going on, and they reflect it back on themselves as, but I don't. See, the problem is most successful people aren't successful by accident. Most people who crush goals don't crush goals by accident. It's because they have a firm belief that they can do it. So number one, to be a belief magnet, you got to believe in yourself. And there's different ways that we can do this. And I know self-confidence is a difficult one. We're going to jump about that in just a little bit. The second thing to being a belief magnet is believing in others. Now, I'll tell you this. Do not, when you have someone on your team for the very first time joins for the products, and they even give a hint that they may be wanting to do this business, do not make them prove themselves to believe in them, okay? One of the biggest things that we can do to repel people is to make them prove themselves, and then you'll believe them. Because then people just feel used. People feel like, well, you're just using me to get to a rank, or using me to get, I don't even know what gold is, but that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to be gold. I don't even know what that is, but you're using me to do that. No, we're not going to put people in this situation where they have to prove to believe. You need to believe in them from the very get-go. Now, some people will not affirm that belief as their journey goes on. Some people will, I don't want to say disappoint, but they'll just fizzle out. They don't want to do this. It's not for them. That's okay. No big deal. But we will start in the negative if we make them prove themselves and not believe in them at the very beginning. Now, if you have a gal, and I promise you, Allie's had this because we've had this. Somebody's probably told Allie, I've seen you. I've watched you for years. That's incredible. I want to do that. And they're all just full of fire and stuff. Now, Allie has 1 or 2 choices. She can sit back and go, okay, we'll see. We'll see if you stick around. We'll see if you've got what it takes. Or she can say, you know what? I believe you can do that. I didn't have a lot of belief in myself when I started out, but I finally got the right mindset, the right heart position, and I believe in myself. I believe you can do it as well. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it, in that whole line. That way, you're not putting them in a proving state, but you're putting them in a potential state of actually reaching that goal that they want to put before them. The third thing we can do about being belief magnets is that we need to do what I like to call leadership transfer. Some people you're going to run into do not have any belief, not in themselves, not in a higher power, not in reality, nothing. They have any belief whatsoever, and they're going to need to borrow your belief. They're going to need to borrow your belief. And if you are not founded in your belief and you don't have your why at the center of who you are, if it's not the thing that wakes you up in the morning, then they're going to see right through you, and you're not going to have any belief to give them. Okay, so to be a belief magnet, we have to believe in ourselves, believe in others, but also we have to sometimes transfer belief. Okay, we have to transfer our belief to them. And what does that look like? I see so many people in Plexus make one of the biggest mistakes, and that is that they say, they defeat themselves before they ever get started. They go, well, I don't have a story. I'm not a diamond. I don't have your testimony. You know, our testimony, our story is a pretty powerful one. We went from going on welfare and government assistance to now seeking the welfare of other people. It's kind of our shtick, kind of our line that we use. It's our narrative. But I'm telling you right now, your story is amazing. Your story is incredible. And people will look at you and go, well, people on your teams who want to share will go, well, I don't have your story, Corky. I'm just not where you're at. Kelly, I don't have your story. I'm not where you're at. That's okay. You have your story. And we need to invite people into your journey. If you're just beginning out and your team member is just beginning out, or maybe you're just beginning out, or maybe you're restarting. Maybe you're in this and Allie's kind of convinced you, like, you know what, I see what they're doing on this team and I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to go all in for it. And you think, but I got to start from the beginning. I don't, no. You're not restarting. You have a head start because you already know about Plexus. You already know how this works. You already know how it goes. So now you have belief in yourself, and you need to then be able to then transfer that belief, but also invite people into that journey of belief. Okay. You may not have an amazing testimony, but that's okay. You can be transparent with those people that you're talking to and say, hey, come along with me. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we can do. Let's see where we can achieve. Okay. So that's being a belief magnet. So 4 more things. Okay. I'm sorry, Allie. I like lists. I apologize. I like lists. When you have somebody that is on your team this month, like tomorrow, you sign somebody up. Okay. There's a few things that you can do to make that belief magnetism really strong. Affirm them. Now, I'm a big words of affirmation person. You may not be that. You may not care what people say about you. You may not care what they think about you. That's my wife. She doesn't care whatsoever. I do. I'm a words of affirmation person. I like to use that as a love language to show my love for other people. I like to receive that as well. You can buy me, here recently, it's funny, we were laughing because Plexus, when you become diamond, you get a big fancy gift. Cassie got a necklace and diamonds and stuff like that. And I'm getting a Rolex, which is really funny to me because I never in my wildest dreams would I thought I'd own a Rolex. It completely doesn't fit my personality. I'll never wear it. It'll be something I pass on to my kids that they can probably hawk later to, put a down payment on a house or something. But the thing is, what it does though, it affirms our accomplishment. It's a tangible thing that says, hey, you've done something, right? And so when you affirm somebody, when you are checking in on them, when you believe in them, you may be, now check this out, hear this. This is free. This is the part what I was going to say. Okay, you ready? When you affirm somebody, even if you're a potential that's working with Plexus, you may be the only positive thing they hear all day, all week, all month, all year. Because we don't know people's situations. We don't know the backstory. We don't know what's going on. We don't know the negativity that's constantly throwing at them. And the mind is a battlefield, right? And and our thoughts can be weaponized, right? And we think negative about ourselves. You may be the only affirming thing they even get to talk to that day. And in a pandemic quarantine, likelihood is that may be true. You may be the only positive affirmation they get. So know that each reach out, each message, each conversation, each interaction has the potential of setting off your next diamond on your team. Now, I remember whenever Cassie came home, and we were not in Plexus, and she said, I just filmed and just took pictures of the cutest couple. They had this cute little boy. They're naming him Carson. It's Court. He's just a cute little boy, amazing people, super skinny and just really, good looking kind of model-esque people. And I'm like, oh, that's great. She said they were just so sweet and the birth went so well. Cassie made a lasting impression on Allie. She affirmed her. She was there for her during a very critical moment, a very beautiful moment of her life. Fast forward about a year later, it's like, you doing this Plexus thing? And we have now our first sapphire. I mean, you just don't know what affirmation can really do for people. Secondly, I just talked about this, but journey with others. So I got out of order. So yeah, we're journeying with others. Third, be transparent. Please do not spread belief that you don't believe in. Be transparent with people. Don't act like you have all the answers. Go to Allie. She does. If she doesn't, she'll go to somebody else and find those answers. But transparency is a good way to, we think that being transparent and admitting we don't know something actually would make people disbelieve, but actually that's not true at all. It actually makes them double down in their belief in you because they see you're a go-getter and you're not going to spill something that you don't know. You're not going to say something you don't understand. You're going to give them the correct information when they need it, how they need it. So transparency is great. Finally, celebrate. Belief magnets celebrate. Allie does this really well with you guys. She celebrates well. But I'm not talking about celebration at the end of the month. I'm talking about that celebration when that person you just signed up yesterday, today made their first post. That's huge. Do you know how big of a deal that is? Do you remember your first post? You remember the first time you actually put it out there and were like, oh crap, they're going to think I'm the crazy MLM gal, whatever. And like, people are going to stop inviting me to, come over for dinner and people at church are going to look at me weird. And like, I mean, that's scary. It's scary to put yourself out there and say, hey, I believe in this. But If we celebrate the small things, or I'd hate saying small things, foundational things. If we celebrate the foundational things, people's belief grows. Your belief grows. How good does it feel to cheer on somebody else? It feels amazing. It feels awesome. And it goes back to affirmation. So let's say you have Susie, and Susie's your new ambassador. She's ready to get her products, and she's ready to make her first post. You freak out. You act like she just won the lottery, because honestly, she might just have. She might just have won the lottery. She might have just found her first post that's going to lead to 100 posts, 1,000 posts. They're going to get her family into a legacy position. So we celebrate at all levels. That becomes a belief magnet. Nobody believes in anything if you jump on to a message or even a Zoom like this and go, well, everybody, it was okay this month. It was fine. I guess we'll really give it a good old try this time. I mean, nobody gets jacked up for that. Nobody cares about that, but we celebrate the foundational things and the huge moments, and that should become a belief magnet. Let me leave you with this little quote from John Maxwell. I love this. This is, believing in others before they prove themselves will help them reach their potential. But he also goes on to say, in this same kind of tidbit about belief, he says, no one will ever believe, right? No one will ever believe in you until you believe in yourself and others believe in you as well. Belief is contagious. I hate to use the word viral because that's probably inappropriate at this time and age, but it is very contagious. Belief is an incredibly contagious thing. Now, before we get into the negative things that can stop belief, let me tell you this. There's one more level beyond belief, and I believe this. There's belief, and then there's knowing. Now, let me tell you what the difference is. Belief is, I believe I can do something. Knowing is, I will do something. Okay, let me give you an example. So 2 summers ago, I was driving in our big 12-passenger van. We have a Ford Transit. If you don't know our story, we have 9 children. Nobody was in the van with me. And this is being recorded, so I'm okay with it. I was on my way to get a vasectomy. So that's where I was heading to, right? Because we have 9 children, and we can take care of this, this children multiplication problem that we're having. And so my guess is going to kill me for putting this in here. But well, I'm on my way driving in my Ford Transit, my big 12-passenger Ford Transit, and a truck is on his phone, right? He's in a little green S10. I'm honking. He swerves into my lane. I swerve to miss him. I hit a ditch. I go flying. I break my back. I'm in the hospital. But when it first happened, I couldn't breathe. When it first happened, the collision first happened, I hit a tree and I couldn't believe it. And nobody was on site, no ambulance, no pain. I really felt like something inside me was really, really wrong. And for a split second, I thought to myself, I'm about to go home to be with Jesus. And you know what? I've always believed in that. But at that moment, I knew it. Faith to me had always been a belief, but it really became something I knew in that moment, because in that moment, I wasn't scared about dying. I wasn't scared about losing my life in that moment, because I had peace because of what I believed in. Okay. So there's belief, and then there's having experience, and then knowing. You had an experience, a lot of you, this last month that built your belief. Now it's beyond belief. Now you know. Now you know you can do this. Now you know you can accomplish those things. You don't just can believe, well, I believe I can. No. You will, because you know now that it can be done because you've seen yourself do it. Okay, let me wrap this up. I promise I'll land this soon. So I love this stuff. It's so much fun. Nobody's fallen asleep yet, so good. What are some belief repellents? We talked about a couple of them, but what are some really main belief repellents? Something to watch for. And maybe when you get off this, maybe you can, journal a little bit or talk. I love journaling. I'm a big journal person, but maybe you can just maybe even reflect and say, okay, do I have some of these things going on? And if so, I'm telling you, it would, you can reach out to Allie, you can reach out to Cassie or I. We'd love to talk to you about this. But the first one is one that you've heard. If you've been in Plexus for more than a minute, you've heard about it, and that's scarcity. Scarcity mindset is a belief repellent. Now, for those who don't know what scarcity mindset is, it's basically the idea that there's only a little room at the top and I'm too late. There's only a little room at the top and I'm just too late. Well, we know that's a lie. Why? Because this month, 20 people went diamond. One of the greatest explosions of diamonds ever in the company, the top level of this company, 20 people did it. I want to know how many people went Sapphire. Yeah, Allie, do you know how many people went Sapphire and Emerald?
think it was maybe about 8 to 10 sapphires, and then I think emeralds were a lot more. I think there was like several emeralds.
Yeah, like it was in
It
the
was
40s or
a ton.
50s or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It was definitely like 40
It-
something or something
yeah,
like that.
Cassie would know. But so plexus has been around for over 10 years. So you can't tell me that there's not enough room at the top, that this, we've just got in this too late. But scarcity mindset is the idea that there's only a little room. It's kind of like this, the pie analogy. There's these pies and there's pieces for everybody. There's only one piece really for everybody. We all got to fight for it. No. There's plenty for everybody. You know, I've had people join our team and say, well, I'm here in Houston, Texas. I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Plexus people are everywhere. Now, the Northwest, most of you are from the Northwest in Canada. We don't have that problem. We don't have that issue. But if you have that issue, I've heard people tell us like, well, just plexus is everywhere. There are millions and millions of people on this planet. And I promise you, if I went down your Facebook friends, there are people that we would have maybe a handful of mutual friends and they're plexus people. Guess what? The rest of them aren't mutual friends. And guess what? They probably never heard of plexus. Every single month, somebody I meet says, what's plexus? Not everybody's heard of it. You know, it's not Amway. You know, we're not there yet. We're not Mary Kate. Okay. There is room for you. So scarcity mindset is the belief that there's not enough to go around. That piggybacks on the second thing, and that is insecurity. And we talked about a little bit about believing yourself. So if scarcity is there's not enough room at the top, insecurity is it wouldn't matter because I'm not enough. I'm not enough. I am not enough. I am not as a person valuable enough to be able to achieve a goal. So why pursue a goal if we're not enough to obtain it? Why even pursue it? So a lot of people can get past scarcity, but then insecurity is what really cripples their belief. It cripples their belief because they believe, well, like, okay, there may be room for the top for me, but it's me. I don't have the things that they have. I don't do the things they can do. You know, there was a gal who started with Cassie and I at the same time we did Plexus, and she was a diamond within 9 months, a year. Now she's a double diamond. Her name's Brooke Hemingway. So we had started at the same time as Brooke. We can look at Brooke and go, well, we're not double diamonds. I mean, we're not, you know, she re-entered, she did all these things. Or, I mean, she's got this whole another organization she's doing. Or we can say that's her journey. This is our journey. Because hear me say this, and I know this to be true because I've met people on Kelly Ione's team. I've met people on Darla's team. I met people on Corky's team and Allie's team. There are people you are going to reach this month that I could never speak into, that I could never reach because of who I am. I mean, not 39 years old male, stunningly good looking, not that, but it's the idea that my circle of influence, my community, the people that I speak their heart language is different than yours. And so you're going to reach those people. And I believe without a doubt that before the beginning of time, you've been placed in your city, in your neighborhood, with your talents, with your gifts for a time such as this. I believe that. I believe that with everything inside of me. So with that being said, we have to fight insecurity because insecurity will defeat us from the very beginning and saying we're not worthy to pursue your goal. If no one's ever told you this, let me tell you this right now. You are valuable. You are an incredible person. You have amazing attributes. You have things about you that have been gifted to you by your creator to do good and to bless other people and to find joy in serving those people. There is something uniquely crafted about you that is amazing, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Finally, negativity. Now, I am not, to some people's dismay, I have to fight to be a glass half full person. They're like, you're so optimistic, you have a lot of energy. I'm kind of a pessimist. I'm kind of like, I don't know about this, you know, and so I have to fight that. Negativity is not only in like scarcity where it says there's not enough room on top, insecurity, I'm not worthy, but it also says the odds are stacked against me. The odds are stacked against me. There's no way I can do this. I mean, look at my situation, look at my life. I love it when people say, I don't have time to do Plexus. I'm like, tell me about how much time you don't have. Tell me about all the time you don't have. Oh, you have a kid? I'm really sorry. Tell me what that's like being a parent. Now, I'm never that rude, but it always makes me chuckle because I'm like, seriously? 9 children. on welfare. I can go through all the things, right? But the thing is, negativity and negative thoughts will absolutely kill your belief, and it'll kill the belief in your team and the belief in others. You are leaders on this team, so I'll tell you this. This is a tidbit. You can take it to the bank. Allie would love to hear your negativity. She's your upline. Your sponsor can hear your negativity. Negativity doesn't flow down. Negativity does not flow down to the people that are on your team. Negativity flows up. If you want to vent, and Allie has the time to listen, then vent. That's okay. But you'll notice that Cassie, on our team page or our chats, if someone on our team says something pretty negative, erased. And they said, well, your head's in the sand. No, because, I don't know, Karen is new. Karen doesn't need to hear your mess because it sounds like it's your issue anyway, but she'll need to hear your mess. Now, that's not being mean. That's protecting belief. That's protecting belief. Now, Plexus isn't perfect, and when Plexus makes mistakes, it says, hey, we made a mistake. We want to make amends to that. I've never seen Plexus not make amends to any kind of mistake that they have made. So it's not like we think our company is perfect. We don't think we're perfect either. But my goodness, negativity can absolutely be a killer to your belief, as you know that as an individual. But what about other people that hear your negativity that just joined, that just jumped on your team, that you're talking to? A good example is this. Someone's ordered their products and they're having trouble. They haven't arrived the time they thought they would arrive, okay? Now, the simple thing is like, oh, you know what? Customer service does this all the time. My goodness, shipping is behind. Yeah, the back office. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to call customer service for you. And we're going to get this taken care of. I'm really sorry about that, but you know what? You're going to love those products when you get them. That's not spin. That's not deflecting. That's just saying, look, I hear you. I hear that you're frustrated. I'm going to respond with belief. I'm going to respond with positivity. Negativity, though, hear me, is not advocacy. Sometimes we think negativity, what you share in someone else's negativity, you're advocating for them, you're actually hurting them, you're harming them. If you join into someone's negativity, you're not advocating for that person at all. You're actually putting a stumbling block that is even larger in front of them. And then just because of time, let me tell you this. Here's a great quote. We cannot consistently behave in a way that is inconsistent with our beliefs. You cannot post, I love Plexus, it's amazing. And then in a group message or a private message to someone on your team, I know, they're so slow. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can't believe it's hypocritical. It's contradictory. You can't do that. And it'll crush belief in your team. Now, let me land with this. I really cannot tell you how special this month and really this season is. Allie's been there from the very beginning, so I'm not going to say anything that she doesn't know, but she can back me up on this. In 4.5 years, I have seen seasons of momentum where the company has provided us momentum and it takes off. Some of you remember Double Point. Some of you remember iPads. Some of you remember Nike tennis shoes. You remember that? That was company momentum. About 2.5 years ago, our team had team momentum, even though company momentum didn't have it. It was something strange. Something was really cool happening. That was time kind of Corgi came on and some other people came on this team. Kelly Owen was getting her feet wet into this and just kind of running to this. We had all, Jessica Jack, we had all these people, and so we kind of had a team momentum, and we would talk to other teams and they say, well, we're not doing that great. We're like, oh, sorry about that. We're amazing. We're doing really well. And then sometimes there's this natural momentum. This is a trifecta. This is a trifecta because you have a interesting world culture we find ourselves in with a pandemic. So what is everybody thinking about? I got to stay healthy. I got to wash my hands. I got to wear gloves. I got to wear the mask. I got to boost my immune system. Oh, immune system? I got your back. Then we have company momentum. Let's pay you on 99 welcome packs. Let's put all these incentives. Let's reduce the price of the buy-in for the membership at the very beginning. Company momentum. But we also have team momentum because we have every single rank other than Emerald was achieved this last month by this team. That's incredible. Okay. So I want to tell you how special the time is that you have right now in Plexus. These are the moments that you're going to find your Allie Kents. This month will be the month that you find your Allie Kents, that you find, for some of you who don't know, are Jody McComas, your Kelly Higginbothams, your Kelly Iones. You're gonna find those people this month. okay? Because you have a trifecta of momentum. You're going to find them if you believe, okay? And if you can take your belief to, I know, even better, okay? So I'm really proud of you. I'm proud that you've stuck with this, because some of us have been around long enough to know what the dry seasons feel like. But you know what's really cool? Every single new person from last month and even the month before and now this month, they don't get to come into a dry season. Coming into a dry season is tough because you have to convince them it's going to get better. They're coming into a season, and there's my son without a shirt on. Watch your way, bud. You've been recorded now. Hundreds and thousands of people could be running. Anyway, sorry. But you are coming into a season where there are going to be legacy team builders that are going to come onto your team. And you know what's going to keep them there is going to be belief. Belief in yourself, belief in this company, and belief in them. And so I'm excited to see what, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm already celebrating your victories because I know it's going to happen. You can kill it. Now, I know you think, well, I mean, I know Corky's over there maybe thinking, did you see what I did this last month? I mean, I ranked. I'm pretty awesome. Okay, cool. I did see, and I thought it was amazing. And I'm ready for you to go the next step. Because one of the only downfalls at being at the top of the company is that we have to wait for everybody else to get there. And so we're ready for you to get there. We're waiting for you. One of the greatest thrills, and I'll end with this, Allie, I promise I'm done with time, is 8:36. We're okay. I'm all right. 40 minutes. That's what you said, right?
We're good.
Okay. One of the best, number one feeling. Number one feeling came in 3 different moments, and it's a tie. The number one feeling for me and for Cassie was the moment that Allie went emerald, was the moment that she joined us on the beaches of Hawaii, and was the moment when we surprised her at her house when she hit Sapphire.
They were right here, you guys, right behind me. They came out of the store and I was like, who is in here? And I turned around and it was them holding champagne and flowers. I was like, oh my gosh. Like at 9 p.m. Like at the
woke up her kids. It was great.
It was crazy.
And you think, well, that can't be. I mean, it had to be whenever you ranked or when you saw your paychecks increase or when you got healthier. No. The number one moments for Cassie and I, and there are a lot of them, but they all rank at a tie when we see our friends, our people, our family, and the people that we care about, including you, achieve what we know that you can achieve. So thanks for having me on tonight. I really appreciate it. Believe in yourself and you're going to do great.
Oh, that was so awesome, Kyle. And like, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like, it's almost like your team is your children or something. Not that everyone's kids, but like your help, like this whole time you're training them and showing them things and giving them resources and giving them your time. And then when people run with it and you're like, she did it. Like you are so flipping excited, more excited than you are for any of your own rank ups. It's ridiculous because you know how much it means for that person and their family and their belief and their mindset and all of that. And so this last month, I had that feeling over and over and over and over again. And I like could not have been more excited. And I just like, I want you to feel that for not only yourself to hit ranks, but for you to watch the people on your team do it. I know several of you have had that happen in the last years and months. And a lot of you had it happen last month. You watched your team achieve huge things and you are so proud. You're so proud of them and you believe in them so much and you are rooting harder for them than anyone else is. And that means more than anything. It means more than your rank. It's like, it doesn't even matter if I rank up at all. The whole point was I want everyone else to do it too. And being that cheerleader for someone, just like Kyle was saying, a lot of people don't get that anywhere else in their entire life, not even from their immediate family. And a lot of times, I say this about potentials too, sometimes you're the only person that cares that they're happy. You're the only person that cares that they feel good, that they're confident, that they don't feel like junk. I talked to someone on the phone today who suffers from all kinds of issues, and I was talking through how Plexus could help her, and I was saying, you deserve to feel good. You deserve to get off those medications. You deserve to feel happy and joyful and feel confident, and she started crying. I don't even know this. It was actually through a 3-way chat, and the sponsor couldn't even get off the phone, so I was talking to a random person I'd never met before. Like, the other person was busy, so I took the phone call. And she starts crying to me, saying, I have just been told I'm going to be on these medications forever. And, you know, my significant other's not that supportive. They're just like, listen to your doctors and do whatever. And I'm just like, no, girlfriend, like, stop that. Like, you're not worth sitting and taking pills forever. Like, you are better than that. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm opening up to you like this. I just feel like this is something I need to do. And I'm like, it is something you need to do. Like, stand up for yourself. Like, I know it's just, for her, it was about the products in the beginning, but like, this is about your dreams too. You're in the same type of mindset. Go for what you want and what you deserve, because you can absolutely have it, and be that cheerleader for everybody else around you, and avoid negativity like the plague. Protect your team, protect your heart, protect your mind, and do not let that sink in. If anybody around you is being negative, just kick it to the curb. Like, forget it. I am not negative at all, and I don't stand for it. And you will notice that I protect our team. I guard our team fiercely from negativity, because I don't think it helps anyone. And I'm not somebody who's gonna avoid truth. You know, if something is like, oh yeah, guys, there was a shipping issue, or there's a back office problem, or whatever, like, yeah, accept it and offer solutions. But I'm not going to sit and let everybody complain about it. I'm not going to let them wallow in it. I'm going to go out there and say, show me how you're going to do better despite of it, in spite of that issue. How are you going to rise above it? That's the type of team we have, because I've watched it happen over and over again. And I just believe in you so much, you don't even understand. Like, I saw you guys blow my expectations out of the water last month. And some of you are like already, you already sponsored people, and you got people sharing, people making first posts. Like, you've got that already going from people you just enrolled 2 days ago. It's happening already. And so I'm excited to see how you breathe life into those people and help them flourish for the rest of the month, because you know how to, and you know that they're worth it, and you're worth it, and huge things are going to happen. So I should probably stop talking, but I'm so excited for you, and it's going to be such a good month. And thank you again, Kyle, for everything, because your words mean so much. And
humbled to be here, and love seeing you all.
Awesome. Well, does anybody have any questions or anything? Or, I mean, there's not really questions to ask, but
yeah.
Anybody? Just say, I love you, Kyle. I'm just kidding.
All
right, guys. Thank you so much. And you guys have a good night. Bye.